Guys, so we are going to watch some of my rounds from the Aspen Derby, which is a little one-day event. I actually did 2 days, but it's just a dressage test and a show jump round sort of thing. So this is Novice Test A for 2018. This is my first time ever doing a dressage test, so it's not beautiful. And Ari was pretty tense. It was pretty windy. And he thought that the letters on the outside of the arena were a little bit scary. So you can see I'm just trying to soften him and kind of get him focused. He was quite good considering how we haven't had a lot of outings this year so far. But he was a little spooky. He didn't really want to soften down into the bridle. I think this was our lowest score in this test, which was that we turned really early for our serpentine, and then his hips kind of jutted to the left as we turned the other way. But you can see he's a little bit nervous about the car. That's where the judges were. But he does start to soften a little bit. He listened quite well, considering in warm-up he was like bucking every time I asked him to canter. But overall, he was very good. I was very proud of him. And I remembered my test, which was like a big deal for me, since this is very new for me. But yeah, here's a little bit of our canter work. Our canter is really something that we're working on developing. My trainer and I have been really working on this. He tends to not want to drive from the back end, and so he falls into his transitions a little bit, as you can see in that trot transition. But for the most part, he was, really quite good. He was straight when I asked him to be. He tends to fall to the left a little bit, so I have to bump him a lot off of that side. But, could have been softer, could have been a little cleaner, our turns could have been a little better, could have had a little more bend, but I was pretty happy with him considering all the distractions and how new this was for him. And we actually got a 26.6 on this, which I think was like insanely generous. A little bit early, a little bit up into the canter, I mean, it is a schooling show, but I think 26 was a little low for how this was. But, he was a good boy. I'm mostly happy with him. I don't think my dad videoed our halt. No, he did not. Okay. We are going to move right along to jumping. I was pretty proud of him in this round. He was very brave. I started with actually a lot of canter considering how brave he was, because I thought he was going to be very backed off. And you can see there's some cross-country jumps in the ring, so it was a good practice for him to do some of both. So just to get to see some new stuff. He was very brave, like didn't even hesitate. I actually had to pull him a little bit down the lines because he actually took me a little too much, which is not something I was exactly ready for. But, and this line was very tight. It was a 2 to a 5, but it really rode very, very short. So you can see I fought with him a little, but he came back to me very nicely. And this is really what he loves to do. He loves to jump. Now we're going to pop up this little bank, which he was very bold to. Just popped right up, and then I actually asked him for the trot, to trot off the edge, just because I wasn't sure what he would think, but did not care at all. He, so brave. It was ridiculous. And we're just going to finish over this little table, and yeah, very good little boy. And then, oh my gosh, so he wanted to stop, which is something that he usually does, and I kicked him, and he got a little offended by that. So he likes to stop when he thinks he's done. And this was day 2. I didn't get a video of my dressage round the second day, but this was day 2. It was the same course, so I decided to just try and tidy it up a little bit. We took pretty much all the wide turns the first day, but since it was the same course and these are pretty low for him, I decided to try and be a little bit tidier and a little bit neater in my turns, which made him think he needed to be in jump-off mode. As you can see, I really had to whoa him there. And I decided a little bit late, but I decided to do the 4 in this line because I had written so backwards yesterday, which was a little bit, I made that decision a little late, but he was really good and popped right out of it. I'm actually woeing him quite a bit here up to the bank because he was like, we are going really fast. And I was like, no, we're going to calm down a little bit. But he was obviously fine cantering off the bank. And then again, a little bit fast in the lines, but a nice good boy down over number 10. Very good. And he was very proud of himself. And he did not try to stop this time, which is much better. Yeah, so that was my weekend at Aspen. Ari was excellent. We have a lot of homework to do, but we are on the progress to getting better. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching a newbie do her first dressage test, and I hope you guys will tune in next time. Alright, bye.